In the future, global warming has caused rapid melting glaciers, which led to sea level rise. Those who could survive adapted to the new reality. Walls around the city hold back water. But even that will only delay the inevitable. Nicholas is a former veteran, became a private detective. It uses a special substance and capacity, which were originally developed for interrogation. And since now the future does not inspire hope, people wanted to see the past. Watts turns on device, creating a hologram of Hank's thought. When he could walk his dog. Haha. Still win carry the ball. For these moments Hank is ready to give all his money. Nick can't take money from him, for which Hank is very grateful. But here's Vought's hint. What if Nick keeps talking? At the expense of the institution, they will have to cover up. Nick does not see this as a problem. There will always be demand for the past. There is one minus in this. If you abuse the old, it will consume you. On finishing work, Nick is about to go home. But his establishment includes May. She says she lost her keys on the way and wants to find out where they kept. Will ask to call the master. But here is Nick ready to help her. Need to understand that memory does not store that. What did she not notice? May still stands her ground. When May dives into the program, she should clearly follow Nick's voice. It starts with her rise. Before leaving the house, May took the keys. In the next memory, she still had the keys and already in the dressing room. While she was looking for her lucky earrings, the key fell under the table. Actually, they found out what May wanted, but Nick wants to see what happens next. Walking down the hall, May starts crying, but gathers with thoughts and goes out to people who were waiting for her singing. Nick was amazed and listened to her whole song, then turned off the equipment. When May is already gone, Watts says that their client forgot the earrings and gives them to Nick. Shift is so delayed that it's already morning outside with the sunrise. People hide in the shadows as the sun furiously spars. And even though people switched to a nocturnal lifestyle, falling asleep is still hard. When the sun went down, life is coming back to town. It is obvious that in such conditions people divided into castes, and the lower levels increasingly begin to rebel. Businessman Walter wanted to get land for cheap and to lower the price. He burned the houses down. Prosecutor Avery didn't like it. Because of his act, people died. Walter won't say anything. To prove it, he has to go through a memory session. But this will not happen. Not even a prosecutor can do anything. The law is not written such as Walter. Nick hears how Walter asks Sebastian's son, "Didn't he find a girlfriend?" What does the guy reply to no? During First Wars, tycoons like Walter bought land for nothing, profiting from the poor, passing them into the paws of the tide. Immigrants survive as best they can, but the day will come and the ocean will take absolutely everything. In the meantime, the flooded shore replaces their home. Nick arrives at the bar. Where is May performing? She immediately notices him. When guests left, Nick returns earrings and praises her voice. May says that has been performing here for 4 years and nickname was first. Who noticed her voice? One moment does not go out of Nick's head. Why was she crying? May names nerves before every performance. People don't want to see the girl, which barely makes ends meet. Dressed from flea market. They need something flawless. Want to be cheated on. However, Nick does not see falsehood here. Nick brought May home with a follow-up show. When suddenly he wakes up at his work. "Your mother again, you are here." Turns out he was scrolling my memory for several months. He needs to forget about the past and live in the present. Nick doesn't understand. Why is she missing? Because they planned a future together. People just don't disappear like that. Suddenly she has problems. Here answers that they also have problems developing new technologies. And now they have less orders. And the dam will break soon. And they will go to the bottom without a lifeline. From Nick's head still cannot disappear thought. That people just don't disappear like that. He checks her place of work and gets one and the same answers. Her friends also know nothing. Waiting for. When he falls asleep, Nick personally immerses himself in the system. In this memory, they were resting on dry ground. Nick noticed the bruise on May's arm. She says it's work costs. Accidentally hit the table, and then Nick confesses that he loves her. This is what it is. An amazing find was waiting for him tomorrow. Surika May next to his office to earn some money. Couple comes to prosecutor. She has Mr. Fox. They say he worked for the biggest drug dealer, St. Joe. If there's any useful information in Fox's head, you can write out an arrest warrant basic. The pull-out thoughts approach led to nothing. His brain is on the verge of death and wants to see the best moments. Nick changes approach to create memories from bar. Nick was amazed. After seeing May, this memory was saved 5 years ago. Nick asks to show the moment when he saw that girl last. Then May was already spinning with Joe and hooked on substance. Moreover, she robbed Joe and cuts down Fox. Nick has a guess. Where can you find her? Why is leaving for New Eagle? Where is Joe wielding? He got it right away. What is military in front of him? And since Joe was a refugee, he hates soldiers. You kept the walls. Nick grab and dive here. Unless he wants to die, he needs to be told. Why did he come here? Nick confesses. What a woman is looking for. Johnny's seen May since she ran away. So Nick would be killed if who didn't come to the rescue. A fight starts, from which the couple comes out the winner. Last day when May came to Watts, she confessed that she had an addiction and didn't say anything to Nick. Watts not judging her, since she also had an addiction. Nick doesn't understand. How could she get drunk when May was here? Because she took the access keys and went to the vault. Safe password, not numbers, and melody most likely. May studied him for so long to know the right melody. After checking the data, they don't find Elsa's card. Nick arrives at the place. Where did Elsa live? But she was already dead. Girl tells. What did some guy attack? Elsa and her son was held by a red-haired girl. Now Nick finally doesn't understand who was May during the search. He gets attacked by parasitic cop Cyrus with ordered to forget May. He was in the footage with Joe. This evening Walter died. People were hoping that his empire will fall. But she inherited his wife and son. Nick knows tomorrow. She was coming for a seance when they first opened. Thanks to her memories they understand that Walter used Elsa. And before his death he wanted to clean the ends. Because of Nick's obsession with Timmy, he's having a fight with wasps. Families of the rich build additional dams around themselves, who dump water to poor areas. To get there, Nick passes roadblocks. Tamara welcomes Nick as her husband. This is because of that burned out people adjust their reality to themselves. Nick returns her and finds out that Walter ordered Elsa killed. And Cyrus is where all the scum should be. She orders to eliminate Nick, but security notices the tattoo. They were soldiers too, because of what they let Nick go. Thanks to the hint Nick finds Cyrus and random girl. Cyrus doesn't deny. What did he and May rob Nick? They were doing it for survival. In the new world there is no concept of good or evil, and since Nick cannot kill him for the sake of preserving memory, Cyrus gets up and runs away. Nick catches up to him quickly, and a fight starts in a flooded house. When Cyrus decided, what did he win? He's relaxing, giving Nick the ability to inject the substance. In the past, Cyrus found May after. How did she escape Joe? And so, that he does not give her up. He needs her help. May started collecting all known information about Nick. Everything Nick saw was a thoughtful plan. When Cyrus had the card, he went to crack down on Elsa. Be grateful for it. But May saved the guy and took away on a boat. After a while May came to the book. But he didn't open the door, and then May threw an earring. And so that Cyrus does not find a boyfriend. May had to be eliminated. No. Cyrus should get what he deserves. Nick brings it back to the day when Joe got revenge on him. And increases power to the maximum, for this day to be his last. A while later Nick snuck into Walter's house. In memories Walter loved Elsa and tried to find her. But Sebastian didn't want to share the inheritance and hired Cyrus. There was Sebastian's number in Cyrus' phone, so he can't sneak out. Sebastian offers to negotiate. When they give him an inheritance, he will pay him. But Nick is not interested. It will be much better if all the money goes to his brother Freddy. Police found him and soon will restore this crime. Then Nick comes to Watts to give her all the memories. The news of the crime has alarmed the city. Anger at land tycoons has been piling up for too long. Well, What happens next, Nick will no longer know. He dives into the car to forever stay together with May. On this, the movie comes to an end. Well, we will be happy with your like. Very soon we will be back. Bye.